Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 4. I'm so happy that you made it this far. Okay. I wanted to talk to you guys really quick. There's a few tips that I wanted to give when doing this. And one of them, the first thing I want you guys to remember is to post your responses in the feed for the day. So if today is day 4 and you see me posting this video and some other stuff, make sure that you post your homework and your responses below so we can keep everything organized and in one place according to topic and days if we need to refer back to it ever. The next tip was to make sure that you post everything all at once. So if you come in the morning and you read the stuff to do for the day, and you see that one of them is posting a picture, make sure that you finish everything, come in and try and post everything at one time. So when I come back to review it and give you guys tips and feedback and stuff, that I can make sure that you've completed everything. Make sure that you read the entire post. A couple people are just watching the videos and then have some questions about it. So make sure that you read the entire actual post so you can see everything. Want to say hi?
Yeah.
Okay, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Wave.
Hi.
Wave. Okay, thanks. Um, and one other tip that I have is to make sure that you start early. So whether you have time to actually do the items that are in today's post, make sure that you start early. So at least hop on first thing in the morning. Maybe set your alarm 15 minutes early. So you have time to get on and watch the video and see what the things that you should be doing throughout the day, because there are better times than others to post. If you got to post one thing, or if you need to keep up with your social media content calendar every day, you got to wake up and see what else you have to do so that you can make sure you factor everything in. You'll be so much happier if you plan your day out. If you just wake up a half an hour early or an hour early. So start early, hop on the Facebook group, and at least see what you have for the day so that you can plan it out and fit it in. Okay. So those are my tips so far as we go into this course. So we're on day 4, and day 4 is all about personal development. And if you've been my tattoo client, if you've been around me, if you've rode in the car with me before, you know that I always have it playing. Because Austin said something to me one time that really resonated. And he said, Jackie, if people listen to personal development or Jim Rohn or Eric Worre as much as they listen to Beyonce, then they would know it by heart. They would be able to say an opportunity call by heart, or, know the exact words to things that they should know, as opposed to Beyonce or Jeezy, that isn't doing anything for them. So it really resonated with me. And it just shows how much time we have. If you have time to listen to music, then you have time to listen to Audible or something on YouTube that can be personally developing you to be a better person and attract better things in life. Okay, so the topic for today is personal development. So it's cool to know that everyone that started in this business, in this company, in anything at all, was never an expert what they started. Okay, we all started. Maybe some people had a little, something up on someone else. Maybe they were a little bit more outgoing, or maybe they could kick a soccer ball really good, or whatever it was. Maybe we had one up, but you make up you make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So we'll talk a little bit more about that on another day. But it's important to know that you personally develop in everything that you do. So, when I joined this company, I wasn't maybe as good as I am now at doing certain things. But the key is I kept doing them, and I kept doing it. I stayed the course. Okay. So personal development is a way to achieve a mindset and start off your day properly. So when negative things happen to you, when there's doubt, when there's pity, when you feel like a victim, or maybe there's just a topic that you're not as good at, doing, it's one of your weaknesses, you can start off the day with a lot of positivity so that you are mentally in the right mindset to attack anything that comes your way that day, that isn't in accordance to your plans. Okay. But you guys have to realize, even if you're leading a team, even if you're doing this, doing that, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to make sure that you are always on your A game, that you are always positive, and in your right state of mind. Let me just look at my list here and make sure that I'm touching on all the topics I want to talk to you about. Um, Talking about rejection, we're talking about negativity. I know a lot of you guys saw that post that girl made on my page this morning. And I actually went back and deleted not only her post, but my response to it as well, because negative people just like hearing negative stuff in return, and I'll never let somebody else win. So I deleted the whole thing. You should be proud of me. But if you make sure you're full of positivity, determination, perseverance, and you have the right skill set that you're honed in on, if you get rejected enough or experience too much negativity, you're going to eventually quit if you don't have these things, if you're not honed in on these skill sets. But if going into this, because you've done your research on network marketing, that rejection is going to happen. It's very common. If you know that you're horrible because you're horrible at something because you're an introvert, and that's one of your weaknesses, but you personally develop one every single day, and realize that you have to get past it, then you're looking fear right in the eye, saying, "I'm scared of you, but I'm going to do it anyways," and you're taking all the power out of fear. So it's amazing, and it's very empowering. So personal development is really great for everybody because you guys joined me in business. You've all listed your why. They're very powerful, and I don't want you to quit. So I want you to have your armor on. Personal development is your armor when you're going into war, because we know that we're going to hear no a lot. We're going to be rejected. There's going to be bad stuff that happens to us, so we have to get in the right mindset to take control of it. So along with taking care of your body, you got to take care of your mind. Okay, read books. If you don't have time to read books, you have time to listen to Audible. Okay, when your hands are busy, your mind is free. So those times that you're folding laundry or giving the kids a bath, or you're laying in bed putting someone to sleep, you have the opportunity to stick in a headphone. Or if you have kids that grab the headphones, get those little things that wrap around your neck and stick them in your ear. Okay, but you have access. If you don't have money to go buy these books or pay for Audibles, YouTube is absolutely amazing, and it has a lot of stuff on there for completely for free. Okay, there's always other options that can meet your needs and meet your time constraints. If you only have 5 minutes, and you have 5 minutes 10 times a day, then you have, how many minutes is that? Then you have 50 minutes. Okay, so um, the voices that you hear are going to shape and mold you through all of those feelings that you're going to experience. Okay, so choose a few topics. I like to choose topics that I'm either personally experiencing that are, causing me to not be as successful as I would like. But, sometimes if you notice something going on in your team or something that you've never developed on before, you can set that as your topic for the week. So, when you listen to something, say for instance today I didn't have a good topic, so I just typed in personal development, or self-development, and something from Jim Rohn came up, and Jim Rohn talked about 7 skill sets you need for blah 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 blah, and I hear skill set and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was one of the skill sets I needed for network marketing. I'm really bad at that. Let me write that down. So it's going to cumulatively lead you to other things that you may need help on that you didn't realize you needed before. So make sure you take note of stuff. Okay, keep a self-development and personal development log of major keys that you're taking from things. But if you don't know anything about personal development, you don't know where to start. Type in people like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Dale Calvert, um, Darren Hardy, Les Brown. These are all really good names of people that will help you personally develop, and they'll touch on topics within their seminars that will help you figure out where you want to personally develop. But you should be at least doing 30 minutes a day. And that's nothing, you guys. I do about 5 to 6 hours a day because I listen to it while I'm tattooing. Okay, so that was a little bit about our lesson for the day about personal development. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in your comments below. But I think it's really important that you guys know why self-development is cool. You're developing yourself, and Jim Rohn. Another thing that he says is that your income will seldom exceed your personal development. So it's called the law of attraction. And in order to attract good things in your life, you've got to be the things you want to attract. Exactly. Bubbles. So personal development is really cool because it's going to enhance your mind, and it's going to empower you, and it's going to help teach you things that that will take you to the next level of life. So a few things that I want you guys to hone in on today. We made our list yesterday of 500 people. And me giving you a list of 500 to make means that you should at least, the very minimum, have 100 people on your list. And you have 25 people starred. I want you to go into the Files tab and print off the contact sheet that I printed. Print off 2 copies. I want you to fill in your top 25 people from your list, okay? fill them in, write their email, and all that stuff. And I want you to look at your calendar and plan a day and a time for your virtual grand opening, keeping into consideration these 25 people and their schedule when you think that they're going to be available. Okay. So plan your virtual grand opening. If you don't know what a virtual grand opening is, we had a call about it the other day. It's simply an opportunity call where you, it's a private call though. You are going to be on the line welcoming your guests. You're going to, contact your sponsor or me if I'm your sponsor. You're going to tell me a little bit about the people that are on your list. You're going to tell me maybe their occupation, a few, things that may lend them well for the business. And we're pretty much going to tailor the pitch of the opportunity call directly to your prospect. So it's a private call where they're going to hear your voice in the beginning, welcoming them. And it's a very big psychology behind this. Okay. They're now going to connect you to me or whoever's doing your call, and you're going to what's called edify them. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And you're going to set them up as this expert. And you're like, oh, by the way, I know this girl. I joined her in business, and you can too. Here's my story. You trust me. You know me. Here's my story. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I did this, why I love the products, and how I'm doing so far. But let me introduce you to this person who I trust because I'm in business. And now you're going to build this level of respect, between me and your prospects. And I'm going to be tailoring the pitch directly towards them. Okay, so this is the power of a virtual grand opening. And like I said, there's a psychology behind it, and that's the psychology. So you need to plan a day and time in the next 3 days for your virtual grand opening. Okay, text me. Well, I want you to all, of course, write them in the comments below. And through, whoever starts with it first, asking for days and times, I will accommodate first. So pick a day and time in the next 3 days for your virtual grand opening, and make sure that you fill out that list of your contacts, your top 25 people. What else do I have for you to do today? Schedule your virtual grand opening within the next 3 days, and I want you to schedule your first tea party so your first in-person meeting. And I would love for this to happen in your living room of your own home. And there's a psychology behind that too. So you're going to schedule your virtual grand opening the next 3 days, your first tea party in the next 2 weeks, and you want to run both dates in the comments below to see the availability of either me or your sponsor to come out and help you host these events. Okay. The difference, is with a virtual grand opening is that it takes more time usually to host an in-person event to get people to actually come out. But if you are in your living room hosting a call, anybody can hop on the virtual grand opening. Okay, it's not limited to a radius around you. So if you know people in New Jersey, for instance, they're not going to drive all the way to your house for a in-person meeting. Okay, so you are able to reach them through this. No, thank you. You're going to be able to reach them through this virtual grand opening call, but they couldn't come to the house to try the products. So instead, we're going to do something different, like send them a sample or, do something and get them on a call so they can still experience the product. Next, call your sponsor, tell them about your top 25 people. So after you've selected a date for your virtual grand opening and your in-person tea party event, I want you to get in contact with your sponsor who's going to be doing your call for you. No. And tell them a little bit about the top 25 people that you have on your call list, okay? Because when we do the call, like I said, we're going to make it very specific. We're going to be throwing out names of industries, people like stay-at-home moms, and we're going to talk about why the business is good for these things, and we're going to be calling them by name out, so it's going to make them feel special. Next, I want you to find your lifeline in the business. We call it your lifeline, and this is the people above you in your upline that are of rank. Okay, so everybody in this group has a director above them, an executive director above them, a national director above them, and a global director above them. Okay, if you are in my downline, which a lot of you are that are in this Facebook group, your director and your executive director is me. Your regional director is Austin Freeman. Your national director is Dee and Ray Davis. Your global director is James Dentley. Okay, so as you as you start and proceed in this business, you should definitely have been in contact with me before, have my number, be able to reach me personally. After you reach me personally, I'm going to introduce you to Austin so you have his number and you're able to contact him directly. And you'll also be introduced to Dee and Ray Davis so you have their number. Now, the cool thing is they're in different parts of the world. So you don't need to be from Maryland or from here or from there in order to access them, okay? Because they're not even where I am. So after that, make sure you're doing your social media marketing. Make sure you're staying up to date with it. That you are checking in with these 10 people on a daily basis, commenting on their stuff. You want to pique interest. Remember, you want to build relationships and find a common ground with them. That's why it says one problem to solve and one thing common on page. Okay, so start building relationships. Comment on their stuff. Oh, I love this makeup, or oh, I'm into fitness too. Start building relationships. Don't just start talking about products to them. Make sure that you are staying up to date on your calendar over here, that you're checking off that 4 or 5 times a day you're getting on, liking 20 pictures. You're social too, so you want to make sure that you comment and like other people's stuff, that you add 50 new friends from the list that you have right here, and that you post once in a Facebook group. Okay, stay on track with your goals down here at the bottom, and make sure that at the end of every day you're doing your weekly activity charting. So my goal for being a product of the product, I want to use my products 7 days a week because I love them. I actually like my products. So every single day I'm going to be doing a check mark at the end of the day to make sure I'm consistent with it. With your personal development, I did 5 out of 7. Okay. So I'm going to check that off every day, and I'm going to actually write the topic that I chose on that day. These are the call days and times, and then any extra, specific webinars or anything that's going on, there's space to write them in there, and the numbers are right there. So anyways, you want to make sure you're staying on track with this every single day, every single day. What else? Your daily action. I want you to begin listening to the first 30 minutes of Jim Rohn on YouTube. He's got a 4-hour seminar. I think it's called Living an Exceptional Life, and it also came with a DVD in your welcome kit. Make sure that you start listening to the first 30 minutes of that as your personal development for the day. You can thank me later because you're going to fall in love with this guy. But like I said, if you don't have a DVD player or CD player, you can find it on YouTube. But it also came in your business builder kit. I want you to share below one thing that you took away from your first 30 minutes of the Jim Rohn. And don't feel like you only have to listen to 30 minutes. You can listen to more. I usually listen to the full 4 hours because I get sucked into it because it's so amazing. But yeah, alongside taking one takeaway from the first 30 minutes of Jim Rohn, I also want you guys to post your virtual grand opening and tea party dates. And any other homework that I gave you that I will discuss in the comments of this post. So happy day 4. I'm so happy that everybody is staying consistent. Make sure that you're checking up on your accountability partners and you're posting any troubles or, good things that are going on so we can all celebrate your successes and help you out when you're having a rough day or having a hard time with one specific thing. All right. Happy day 4. And I think it's July 4th today. So happy July 4th. All right. Bye.